1392.
With the power of Tandem HR, you are in the fast lane on Main Street with Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs. Now, the champion of networking, the advocate of jobs, the guru of business, your host, Shalom Klein.
Jimmy Dean once said, "I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sails to always reach my destination." We are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here. You're on with Get Down to Business, and I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts from Get Down to Business on my website at shalomklein.com. And while you are there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information that you won't want to miss. It's a live show. That's right. You could call us at 312-642-5600, 312-642-5600. Call. Say hi. Tell me what questions you have about your small business and how you are going to make your business more successful than last week. It's going to be a jam-packed week. You won't want to miss a minute of it. At the end of the program, I'm going to be sharing some productivity tips that you can do with your smartphone. And this week, we will be joined by guests Julie Poulos, Brent Booker, and Ron Milichak, along with a new Playmaker Spotlight. Get Down to Business is powered by Tandem HR, your solution center. You can find them at tandemhr.com or call 630-928-0510. 630-928-0510. You can also email them, simplify@tandemhr.com. And I'd love to meet each and every one of our listeners at the business event. It's an all-day free small business and healthcare summit taking place next week. I can't believe it. It's right around the corner, November 10th. At Drury Lane and Oak Brook Terrace, November 10th. Register online for free at thebusinessevent.com. So first up on the program, we have Julie from Red Caffeine on the program. First-time guest. Julie, welcome to the program.
Hi, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's great to have you. So, Julie, how are you enjoying your Halloween?
Halloween was awesome. I had a wonderful time. Wish the weather was like it today. It was yesterday, but what can you do? It's nice, haunted, and scary and spooky.
Well, I think this week should be nice. So, Julie, you are involved in a lot of strategy, branding, marketing, and technology. Tell us the elevator pitch on Red Caffeine.
Well, I think you said half of it. Thank you. We're a marketing technology company. We offer up a special blend of that starts with strategy, branding, marketing and technology to really be able to give a boost to your business.
That's fantastic. So give us an example of a business that you've worked with, and I know a lot of those businesses are featured on your website, which we'll get to shortly, but tell us how you've helped one of your clients.
It's been a really exciting time, I think, for many of our clients that, were able to make it out of the recession. Everybody had to look at their business a little bit differently. And so what happens is generally people will come to us and say, hey, I want a website or I need something. And we're like, well, what is it that you're trying to do? Where do you want to start? Who do you want to talk to? And so we start with each of our clients in the strategy phase, where we really try to understand what they're up against in competition, who their buyer types are and what their needs are, and then we'll move on to develop their brand.
So, Julie, would it be correct to assume that you're not just going to go in ever and just build a website without having that strategic conversation of what the goals and objectives of that website are?
Absolutely. I think that's the biggest myth that people do, and you were asking particularly about clients. We've had a strong emphasis in manufacturing, and I find it very interesting that, we talked, you and I before, is that everybody seems to think that their business is so unique, and quite frankly, businesses are very similar.
That's for sure.
You want to keep the clients that you have, grow the clients you have, and then attract the clients that are right for you. And we've had a shift in marketing, which is super cool. And online marketing in many fashions is really changing the way we're doing business. So you talk to somebody like a manufacturer, and we have several manufacturers in the area that we know and love, Bylink and Car Machine and Weagle Tool and Arrow and Sales. And all of them really kind of start out with the same issue.
So, Julie, I want to make sure we get some advice in one of the things that I say to everybody that I talk to in business and jobs is to make sure that they are answering the question of who you are, what you do, and who you're looking to meet. I have a feeling that the same holds true with the clients that you work with. So how do you set the stage for a customer that is trying to, let's pick on that example of building a website or building a mobile platform? How do you help them with that strategy?
Well, you said it perfectly. Starting with that brand story, literally write down what you said, who you are, what you do, why you do it better, and write it down. That's the first place you can do. The other thing is take a look at what your competitors are doing and look deeply. How involved are they with things like social? How are they portraying themselves? What do they say, and where do you stack up against?
Do you help your customers with a competitive analysis?
Yes, we do. Our strategy elements really start with the competitive analysis. Then what we do are key stakeholder interviews where we interview current clients, lost clients, prospective clients. We interview people within the organization that are the valuable department heads or people who are interfaced with clients. And because I think, what we do, and you know this better than anybody, is I think we all assume we know about our business. But until we actually step back and talk to people, our customers, and find out do they really know all of the services that we provide? What are their perceived objections about us? What do they think that we do well? What are their needs? How is their business changing? So after the competitive analysis, talk to your stakeholders and then really build out who your buyer types are. So in manufacturing, so maybe engineering and procurement.
So we're chatting with Julie from Red Caffeine, and they are the resource on marketing and technology. So, Julie, I'm going to ask you that question that you probably ask your customers all the time. Why is Red Caffeine any different from the many other firms that specialize in the same areas and the same focuses?
Well, I always believe that there's a right fit for everybody. For us, we have to be culturally aligned. I know you've talked about culture many times on your show. And I think you have to be ready. What makes us different is we are really uniquely equal in marketing and technology, so it allows us to be able to provide expertise on both sides and fully saturate and understand, what your business is. We have a great culture and ideas and concepts. Our marketing is enhanced by our technology. So right now we're building a really cool mobile app for a donut company. On the other side of the business, on the marketing side, we're just trying to do what you want. Everybody's build leads.
So, Julie, you're working with a donut company right now. I have to assume that having that relationship is probably pretty good for the office environment. What is the most interesting business or industry that you've worked with? You mentioned a lot of manufacturing so far. What else? It's so fun. We do so many things with different people. Everybody's exciting in a unique way. We work with the Village of Elk Grove on a Beyond Business Friendly campaign, and that's been phenomenal, understanding what the needs of a municipality are. We've worked in healthcare and retail. Manufacturing is where our heart is right now. We really believe that we're the marketer for makers. There's a great movement in manufacturing. And we're very excited to be a part of that. It kind of goes back to those are all very different goals. Sure.
For a village, you're trying to get people to move their business to a village. For manufacturers, trying to get somebody to make a part, buy parts.
So Julie, we're slowly running out of time, and I want to make sure we share information on how our listeners can get a hold of you and the entire team at Red Caffeine. But first of all, again, we're talking with Julie of Red Caffeine. And your website, I absolutely love it. We'll share it in a moment. Your drink of choice, as I understand it, is a mojito, which is always a lot of fun. And I see that your dream job is a talk show hostess. So maybe we'll have a lot of ways to work together in the future. Very, very exciting. We appreciate you coming on the show. So, Julie, how can our listeners get a hold of you and your team if they want to learn more about your work and spend some time talking about their business display and their business website?
Oh, well, redcaffeine.com is how you can find us. I'm Julie at Red Caffeine, so that's easy to find us. And we have a blog that really shares tips and tricks, so you can find that on our website as well.
Once again, redcaffeine.com. Julie, we appreciate your time. Really, really good advice. One takeaway from me is being able to always tell businesses that I talk to, to look at your competitors, find out why are you different, and figure out who you are, what you do, and how you want to display your information. I think really, really helpful. So, Julie, we appreciate that. We'll be sure to have you back on. I'm sure you've got a lot more advice. Good luck with the donut company. And for all of our listeners, I hope that they will get a hold of you, redcaffeine.com, Julie at Red Caffeine. And we'll talk to you soon. Coming up, we're going to check in with executive business coach and award-winning Visage Chair, Dick Smith, on the Playmakers Spotlight. Get Down to Business is brought to you in part by Everett Wealth Solutions, a registered investment advisor and financial planning firm, a fiduciary advisor that helps you create your personal wealth. You can find them at everettwealthsolutions.com. We've got a jam-packed lineup of guests. You won't want to miss a minute of it. At the end of the program, I'm going to be sharing some tips on how you can use your smartphone to be more productive in your busy, busy day at the office. But as I've been saying, don't forget to come out and register for the business event. It's an all-day free small business and healthcare event taking place next week on November 10th. Register at thebusinessevent.com. You're listening to Get Down to Business.